Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 1, Unit 2 Review. Remember to show all your work, write answers on the lines provided. Alright, number 1 says using the graph below, write the coordinates of points A and B as an ordered pair. Then, name a point that satisfies the condition given. Name the point by using its corresponding letter. So, first thing we got to do is find point A. Now, what I like to do on mine is I need to remember that x is positive to the right, x is negative to the left, and y is positive when we go up, and y is negative when we go down. So if I'm trying to find point A right there, the coordinates to get there, which are always in x comma y, would be -3, +7. Okay? And the next one we need to do is find point B over here. You got to go positive first, so to the right, +8, and down -3. Okay, quadrants. Remember the quadrants are 1, 2, 3, and 4. So which point is in quadrant 3? Hopefully you're saying D. What about quadrant 4? B, the x-axis. Is there a point that's on the x-axis right there? You better believe it. Whoops. That's F. And now for the next one, the domain and the range. Remember that your domain is all of your x points with the squigglies, and the range is all of your y points. Okay? So what you need to do is write those two. You're actually going to pause the video and try them on your own. By like, oh, Mr. Grice, I don't even know where to start. Well, start by writing down all of the coordinates. Like this is -6, 0. Okay? Write down all of those coordinates and then fill out the rest of the information. Okay? Go ahead and pause the video and good luck. Okay, and those should have been all of the numbers that you got. Now for the range, we had a repeat of the number 7, and since it's repeated, you don't have to write it twice. Okay? All right, and now the last question. It says, does this relation represent a function? Well, does it? The answer? Yeah, it does. And the reason why is because it passes the vertical line test. There are no points, so when you draw a vertical line, there are no points on top of each other, okay? Every single one you draw, it passes. Okay. Next one says graph the following line by using a table of values. So when we're creating a table of values, we need to look at what the bottom of the fraction is so we know what to count by. So this one would say that we count by 2's. So we put 0 in the middle, 2, 4, -2, -4. And we plug into 3 over 2 x plus 5. Okay? So I'm going to bust out my calculator real quick. I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way up. I got 3 divided by 2 times 4 plus 5. Ooh, that's actually too big. So if that's too big, I need to pick a number from the other side. Okay? And I need to write a -6. Okay? So what I want you guys to do is see if you can fill in this table and graph it all on your own. Go ahead and pause the video and good luck. Okay, and there is your graph. Remember that you need to use a ruler. All right, X and Y intercepts. So on one side, we're going to find the x-intercept, and the other side, we're going to find the y-intercept. So 2x minus 4, I'm going to plug in a 0, and I'm just going to set up my other one too. So the 4 and the 0, those cancel out, and we're left with 2x equals negative 12. Well, the next thing we need to do is to solve for x, and we're left with x equals negative 6. And remember, my answer is not x equals negative 6, it's a point, negative 6, 0. Why don't you guys see if you can find the y-intercept all on your own? Okay, pause the video, and good luck. Okay, so there's my point. And now the last thing we've got to do is to graph this. So I'm going to go to negative 6, 0, draw my dot, 0, 3, put my point down, and then the last thing we need to do is to draw a nice straight line. Now, if your line kind of looks like this, I know you did, and you use a ruler, and we're going to take points off. Okay? There you go. All right, number 4. Number 4 says to calculate the slope of a line through the given points. All right, so for A, they gave us a graph, which means we have to start at 1 and go to the other. So it's your rise over your run. Okay, and we go up 2 over 3. So our slope is 2 over 3. Now I'd be like, well, Mr. Grice, I did 2 different points. I did this point and this point. Well, okay. Well, look, you go up 2 over 3. Okay, guess what? It's the same thing. Well, Mr. Grice, I picked the bottom and the top. My slope's totally different because it's 4 over 6. Okay, good job. But when you divide both the top and the bottom by 2, guess what you get? 2/3. Same exact thing. Okay, so 2 over 3 is your slope. All right, B. Right away, you should be like, Mr. Grice, this is a horizontal line. So this is a special case. And I loved it. One of the kids in class said, yo, Mr. Grice, that is a lazy line. It's lying down. That means my slope's 0. And that's correct, okay? Anytime you have a horizontal line, your slope is always 0. Now, for the next 2 ones, you need to use the slope formula. Okay, remember, y's go on top, and it does matter. Y's have to go on the top, the x's have to go on the bottom. Okay, so every time I start this, I'm automatically going to write this down so I don't forget about those negative signs. Okay, my y's go on the top, 2 minus 4. My x's go on the bottom, negative 8 and 6. Okay, so 2 minus 4 is negative 2, and negative 8 minus 6 is negative 14. We can reduce that, and our final answer is 1/7. Okay, we have 2 negatives, so 2 negatives when you're dividing, you get a positive, and 2 over 14 reduces to 1/7. All right, why don't you try D on your own? Go ahead and pause the video, and good luck. Okay, you should have gotten -8 over 0, and that's not your slope, guys. This is not the slope, that's the work, okay? The answer's undefined. All right. Number 5 is one that we always see people having difficulty in class and on tests about. All right, so let's look at this step by step. It says to graph a vertical line through the point -2, 4. All right, so I'm going to go to 2, -4. There's my point, and it told me to draw a vertical line. So that's exactly what I'm doing. Okay, now the next part says graph the line y equals 3. So y equals 3, I know that this is a horizontal line. So I'm going to go to 3, just right there, and I'm going to draw my line. Now, what the graph is looking for is the point of intersection of the two lines, which is where they intersect. So that's our point of intersection, and that is the point 2, 3. Write the following equation in slope-intercept form. Remember that that is y equals mx plus b. Okay, I need to solve, so I'm going to subtract 3x to both sides. And I get -9y equals -3x minus 18. I have to get the y all by itself, so I'm dividing everything by -9. Okay, and then we get y equals -3 over -9 equals a positive 1/3 x plus 2. So y equals 1/3 x plus 2. All right, number 7. Graph the following equation by using the slope and y-intercept. So when I look at this problem right now, I know right away that my slope is the -2 over 3, which means that's our fall over run. It's a negative line. And the y-intercept is a point. That's where we begin. This is where we begin. And the slope is our movement. Okay? So my graph is going to begin at 0, 8, and I'm going to go down to over 3. Does this show that it's a negative line? Yes, it does. Okay. And I'm just going to do all of the points that we can, just so I know that my line is nice. Oh, I think I missed I went too far in that last one. Should have been right there. There we go. Okay. So then I'm just going to draw my line and add my arrows. Okay. Number 8. Number 8 says to graph the following equation by using the slope and y-intercept. Now, the only thing that's different about this one is the y is not by itself, so we have to do that, okay, before we get started. We have to add the x to the other side, and we get -5y equals 4x plus 10. The next step is to get the y all by itself, so I'm dividing everything by -5. Do not forget your negatives. Okay, so we get -4/5 x minus 2. And that information, it tells me my slope is -4 over 5. Oh, that's kind of hard to read, so I'll just rewrite it. Whoop. So -4 over 5. And this is our movement. And then where I begin is 0, 2. Oh, 0, negative 2. Okay, so I go down 4 over 5, down 4 over 5. And I'm going to go in the other direction too by just completing the pattern. Remember, all of these are going to make straight lines right now. And there we go. All right, last one. For her birthday, Yesenia received a total of $300 from various friends and family. Okay, so she's got $300. If she spends $20 each week for personal expenses, which equation below best represents the amount that Yesenia will have left? Let X represent the number of weeks and Y represent the amount that she will have left. Defend your answer by using at least one complete sentence. Now, if you spend money, are you gaining more money or are you losing money? You lose money because you're spending it. So that would be a negative 20. And that's how much you spend a week. So that's your negative 20x, and your 300 is what you start with. Okay, so the correct answer is A. If you want to try to write a quick sentence about that, go ahead and do it. Pause the video, and when you come up, you'll see what I would write. Okay. Okay. So I would say that equation A represents the solution better since she is spending $20 a week, which means her amount will decrease. And if we were to graph this, this would have a negative slope because you were losing money. It's going down each week. Okay. All right, guys. Well, that's it for Algebra 1, Unit 2 review. If you have any questions, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself. We would love to help you out. Otherwise, thanks for watching.